Hello and welcome to Atlas's Beginner's Guide. So this is a Call of Dragons Season 1 guide and kind of navigating through Season 1. So for those who don't know who I am, I'm Atlas for server 664 currently with SKN. So this is a new account that I've started and been playing. So that's why I'm only in Season 2, not further down the road. So a lot of guides that I've seen are pretty outdated. There's been a lot of updates, a lot of new information's come out, a lot of different ways to play the game. So I'm just creating this guide because there's a lot of new players for Call of Dragons, and a lot of people don't know what they're doing with talent trees, all that stuff. So I'm going to give my best recommendations for heroes and how to build the heroes, as well as just this is going to be just an overall guide. So when you first launch into Call of Dragons, one of the very first things that you're going to have to do is pick a faction. So there's 3 factions currently in the game that you have to pick from. So League of Order, which is the human faction, typically known for their mages, starting hero Waldir. We have the Spring Wardens, the Elves, starting hero Gwanwyn. They're more of their archer cavalry kind of. And then Wildeburg. This is the starting hero of Bakar, and they are a physical attack focused, more for your archers, your infantry, your cavalry. Okay. So starting hero, what that means is you need 690 tokens to level up a legendary hero, or 340 epic tokens, I believe, to max out a hero. So what that looks like is once a hero, we'll just look at her here. Once you get all skills to level 5, you get an awakening. Now, disclaimer here with heroes is you want to level up the first skill to level 5 prior to progressing at all. So back to what faction should you choose? Well, all the factions have faction bonuses. And when you pick a faction, you're going to get, now I've completed it, so you won't see here, you'll see a main quest line first. When you're doing that main quest line, you will get extra tokens for the hero that you pick. So keep that in mind. Now, the different play styles are kind of where you're going to be thinking about and focusing on, and try everything, right? You don't know what you're going to like or not like until you try it. So mages are more of you sit back and you deal consistent damage. Now we play all different troop types, but you should focus on one troop type, because as a free-to-play or low spender, you're not going to have the same amount of speed ups that someone like myself does. Spring Wardens, so back to League of Order, sorry. Here for their faction bonus, Legion Magical Defense 3% and overall gathering speed 10%. Now, for magical damage, there's the mages and celestials. So with all the factions, you have 5 troop types. All of them have the same first 4. They have a mage type, an infantry type, an archer type, a cavalry type, and then the flying is what changes. So for League of Order, we have the Celestials that do magic attack. For Spring Wardens, we have the Forest Eagles that are flying cavalry. And then for the Wildeburg, they have flying archers as your wyvern riders. So here as the faction bonus, we have 2 types that do magic damage. Wildeburg has 1, and Spring Wardens, has 1. So there's more physical type damage in the game than there is magical, but because of old guides saying everyone play mage, and mage being considered the most free to play, everyone kind of plays mage, or a large majority of the people that play the game are playing mages. So that 3% will actually help out, as well as overall gathering speed, which is definitely nice in Season 1. Spring Wardens here, they get Legion March speed and Elixir production speed. So Elixir just helps heal troops that go into your hospital after you fight. And then March speed is always necessary. This is a very strong starting faction, and Wilderberg is going to be the weakest starting faction here with Legion physical attack and destruction engineering plus 10%. Now, my recommendation straight off the bat is going to be you actually start as the Spring Wardens and you play and focus on archers. Archers deal more damage, and they're used for behemoths in Season 1. We'll get into that, but my recommendation is going to be you pick the Spring Wardens. Now, that's because you get this hero called Gwanwyn. She's a fantastic epic tier hero that you can use throughout the entire game. League of Order has Waldir. He's considered the strongest epic in the game. And so picking League of Order, if you want to play mages, you want to sit back and just snipe people from the background, absolutely. Go right ahead. Fantastic. Now, Wildeburg, the reason that I don't recommend you start as this hero is because you do not need to awaken Bakar. He's not good. There's really no... outside of Season 1 and 2, maybe? That's the only time I ever see you using him, and that's for Tournament of Champions, which you don't even have to worry about at this point in time. Kinda useless. Honestly, I view him as kinda useless. So if you want to start as League of Orders, you get Waldir or Gwanwyn, and then change into Wilderberg, you will get a free faction change. So you can do that and then get the physical attack. Wilderberg are a really great faction, just not a good one to start as. So I would recommend you either start as League of Order or Spring Wardens, which Spring Wardens just barely takes the edge for me. Now, why is that? Why Spring Wardens over? Well, if you scroll out all the way, you'll get servers, and we can go, actually, are they fighting a giant right now? But we'll just look at the server. So when you come into the map, this is what your map's going to look like, except for there'll be fog all over the place that you have to clear. But you will start on the outer regions of the map of Tamaris. And so you'll go to join an alliance. And Season 1, there's really no fighting other than trolls. Season 1 is more of building up your accounts. That's all Season 1 is. The first 60 days is basically building up your accounts. So League of Order is great for gaining extra resources, just with that extra gathering speed. But the main thing is going to be player versus enemy combat. So you can either focus on PvP combat or player versus enemy. Now, people who are more focusing on PvP content typically gear towards mage, and that's why we have a lot of mage players as free-to-play players. If you're gearing towards player versus enemy combat, then archers is exactly what you're going to need. Especially in Season 1, it is all about archers, okay? You can play tank, but that's a totally different video. So as you're looking around the map, you will see a lot of these markers, and what these are your different behemoths that are around the map. So looking at this one that's already been taken, is you have the bear here. This is the very first behemoth that you're going to unlock in the season. Archers are going to deal the most amount of damage to behemoths. Okay? So archers are really going to be your bread and butter for behemoths. The only behemoth that you are going to take mages. So if you have, there's two versions. There's the regular behemoth and then the elite. And so after you beat the regular, after an hour, you can challenge to defeat the elite behemoth. All of the behemoths in season 1, your alliance is going to prioritize archer mains, and then if there's any room left, mages. So if you have an archer march, you are going to get priority over mages. And the big behemoth that's going to come into play with is the dire bear. The dire bear takes less magical damage. And so you need archers, you need the physical damage to even be able to hurt the dire bear, let alone get the dire bear kill, especially when it first opens in a lot of servers. Not saying you can't do it with mages, but it's genuinely a good tip is to use archers. Same with all of your behemoths. It's all going to be based around archers. The only one that's based around mages is the dragon, which is the final one, which you can have, 100 people in the pit. Archers are still good against dragon. Not that they aren't. It's just mages are a little slightly better than archers here. But all the rest of the behemoths, the entire game up until that one single fight, archers are going to be preferred. And so, as a free-to-play player, I'm going to actually recommend you play as archers and not mages. Now, archers are not bad when it comes to the open field either. They do high amounts of damage, have really good counterattack damage. They are really strong, okay? So, getting into archers and Guanwin, as she being your starting hero, you can see here, very strong here to start off with. You've got your rage skill, which is your first skill. So like I was saying, you wait till your rage skill is maxed before you put any stars in your heroes to max them out. Now there is supposed to be coming a locking system. So if the locking system comes out and you can just lock this and then star up your hero, then that's something you can do. But as an example, I'll show you here. So I have my Syndrian already level 56, but I haven't started him up at all because this is still a level 1. Okay, so you want to make sure that your first skill is level 5, then you star them up. But disclaimer, they are supposed to be having a locking system coming in. So once that lock does come in, then you can star up your hero and then lock the skills that you want. So that will be great. So with the skills, like I said, you have to get all of them 5 before you can unlock the middle section here. So just a bit about Guanwin. Who can you run her as? After you get a hero to level 20, you can have a deputy go with them. And so for season 1, I'm just going to go into marksman's here. You're going to have these 4 up here for your marksman. So the reason people say marksmen are pay to win is because Kinara is going to be through the wheel, and so you can only get Kinara if you spin her on the wheel. And then Syndrian is the strongest lord, which is an event in the game, and then Fragar is another wheel chance. So unless you're spending money or spending gems on unlocking these heroes, you're really not going to get them. But you have Guanwin, which is fantastic, absolute, solid hero. You have Nico, which has a defensive break. He's fantastic, 1400 damage factor with 15% defensive break. You get him through keys. And then there's also Crag, which you can awaken and max, and he deals some decent skill damage in AoE. So you've got 3 heroes right there. You've also got Mu. So Mu can be run with your Guanwin as a pairing, and so that's what I would recommend you do is Guanwin Mu actually, or Nico Guanwin or Guanwin Nico, and those are going to be kind of your pairings of what you're going to want to run as an archer main. Now, as a free-to-play or low spender for playing mages, let's not forget mages. I'm also a mage main. Don't get me, or I'm kind of mage, maining mage right now for this account. Waldir, fantastic, absolutely. He's rated the best epic hero in the game for a reason. He's fantastic. Now, Marduk might change that, and Marduk might be rated a bit higher than him, but right now you have Waldir. And for mages, we have some very solid mages. We kind of forget about Alwyn. I'm not a huge fan of him, but Waldir's fantastic. You've got Atheist that's fantastic. You've got Velen that's fantastic. I also run Thea with my mages, and Lilia. Now, Lilia is part of the VIP tree. Not tree, but VIP and spending. You have to spend money to unlock her. And this is why I don't feel that Mages is as free-to-play friendly. Because she is going to be one of the top mages in the game and will probably always be one of the top mages in the game. And for a long time, she was the best mage in the game. And you have to spend money at the VIP store to be able to unlock her. So you buy her through here, through the VIP store. So that's kind of the issue and problem that I have with her, is unless you're spending money, Mages isn't really that free-to-play friendly overall. Now there's also Thea that I run here. Now for myself, and just as a quick tip, I prioritize heroes that are versatile. So if you're watching another tier list, or I bring out a tier list, automatically where I put Thea, where I put Behorn, they're automatically a step up. Because they're so versatile. With Behorn, it's got a skill. Run with any different troop type, right? Where if you're looking at other commanders like Sindrion, Freygar, who are in Season 2, and I get this is a Season 1 guide, this is just an example, you always pair Sindrion with Freygar, basically. You always kind of keep them together, and they only are for archers. So it pigeonholes them. Where versatility for me, I can run my Behorn with mages, I can run them with my cavalry, you can run them with some archers. I've even seen Hulksenden or whatever, that YouTube video. Like, I've also seen him be run with infantry. So, versatility and Mu. This is why Bakar is useless now, because you have Mu, and you can pair Mu with your Garwood for a really strong infantry. And so you have Garwood, you have Mu, you also have Eliana here that completely cancels out anything that he can do. And so that's why I'm going to recommend either Spring Wardens or League of Order as you're starting, with Spring of Orders and Archers taking priority. So that's a bit about heroes. So just going to go over it again. It's around 690 legendary tokens to awaken a hero and 340 epic tokens. We'll cover Behemoths. So, and we've kind of covered troop. We're going to go into troop type. Now, why I'm saying recommend is because you have speed ups here. So you only have a limited amount of speed ups unless you're buying more speed ups. And so you can really only max one troop to two troops, right? You're going to have to slowly train the others and max them. So getting, I believe it's 150k, 200k archers, if that's going to be your base minimum, that's going to be just your Behemoths. That's what I've done. So we look at my legions. I've got 355. I only use speed ups to get 300, and then I'm just been slowly building them up since then. So that's what I'm using for dealing with Behemoths. And then after that, you can see I've got focus on Celestials here. I've got some Knights, some more Mages, and some Infantry. So that's kind of what I'm doing and using myself, and what I would recommend. Even if you don't really necessarily like Archers for the open field, that's what you're going to be using basically the entire game for dealing with a lot of these different Behemoths on the map. So that's your player versus enemy content, rather than your PvP, which archers can still be great in PvP and dealing with the open field. So don't get me wrong there. Moving into my kind of recommendations outside of troop type, you can also do infantry as your troop type, but we're going to go into talking about buildings now, building order, and science, and what I'm going to recommend, as well as go back into that VIP store and deal with that. So first of all is going to be, you're going to unlock a lot of these buildings later on. Most of these won't be unlocked when you start. It'll look different. I'm also in Season 2, so my hub's going to look different than what yours is in Season 1. The big thing that you're going to want to do is your Hall of Order is get that to level 16. Most people are going to say to hold your speed ups. There are events like City Builder events and Strongest Lord events. And people are going to say hold your speed ups for, so your speed ups here, hold your building speed ups. Don't. When the game starts, use them wise. Use your building speed ups. Get stones. You'll see the stones. They're around the behemoth layers. I don't need to go into that. That's intuitive. Get your buildings done. Now, don't level all of your buildings. Only level what you need. So only level one of each of these. And only levels the buildings that you need. So level a hospital, your alliance center, and your wall with your hall, and get that to 16. Those 4 buildings you're going to want to get to 16. So you see this here, pops up here as well. What it is it's help. There's a help system, and you can see I've got 30 helps, right? I've got 30 helps. So helps are speed ups that your alliance does by clicking the button. So you go here, click the button, gave my helps, okay? By doing that, it progresses the buildings faster. So you don't want to use your speed ups until you have your max number of helps. So because my alliance center is level 25, I can get 30 helps. Okay, so building this up will just speed up all the other buildings and the progression of all your other buildings. Okay, so that's the main thing that you're wanting to do, is get your hall 16. After you get your hall to level 16, then you can go back and level up some of your other buildings, but first go to level 16. The reason being, and the reason you don't spend your speed ups smartly, is if you go to campaign, you will then unlock Tournament of Champions. And the weekly bonus you get of Tournament of Champions, the rewards here, will be much higher than if you save your speed ups. Okay? Look at me, number 1. Boom. So, dirty spender, I know. So that's what you're going to want to do. The next power spike, I believe, is Hall 21 or... I don't know if I can see it here. No. It's either 21 or 22. Not quite certain. But then the next thing you want to do is get your Hall of Order to level 21, 22. The reason being is you can then go through your science here, and you're going to unlock this right here, T4 units. So as your hull increases in level, it increases how many marches you can have in the field. So I can have 5 marches in the field because I'm at hull 25. I have the most troop capacity for these marches. So based on your hull there will also increase how many troops can be in the field. Okay. So that's what you're going to want to do. Oh, right here. Perfect. Here we go. So 20. 20 right there. Metropolis is 21. So you're going to want to get to your Hall 21. So your first power spike is going to be 16 with the Citadel. You can have 4 legions in the field. Then it's going to be 21. Okay, that's what you're going to want to focus on for building. Just focus on getting there. Get to 16. Then you can go and level up your other buildings. Then get to 21. Okay, that's the main focus. Because your focus is going to be on your military tech. You're going to come here and you're going to focus this. This is what you want to unlock by the end of Season 1 is your T4. That's going to be the biggest power spike in the game for you as a free-to-play low spender is getting your T4s. Okay, after you get T4, what I recommend you do is you come back to the economy tree and you max out the economy tree basically. So you're going to try and get all the way like scholarship. This needs to be maxed. You're going to max this middle line here and you're going to get this scholarship 2. 15% research speed is huge. This is massive. This is what you want to focus on for research. This is what you want to get. Get this as fast as you possibly can. It's going to save you so many speed ups and so much time in the game. Another big focus is going to get max CP down here and CP recovery. This is also going to be huge. Spending CP gives you rewards in the field. Fantastic. Gonna need to get these maxed. Get this maxed. Priorities. After you get these maxed, then make sure you get your T4. Okay? T4. Max the economy tree after you get your T4. Don't really worry. You can get a bit of assault strategies. You can go a bit in this. Don't worry about that. Come back and max your economy tree. Make sure all of this is maxed. You're going to need resources. Whenever you build a building, let's go up. Whenever you build a building, whenever you build anything, you build troops, you even have healing here is resources. You're going to need resources. You can see I have millions. You're going to need billions. This is nothing. You're going to need billions of resources, not millions. Okay? So gem spending now. My next recommendation for gem spending. How do you spend your gems? So you can buy gems. Wouldn't recommend it. But you can also spend gems right here. This is where you're going to want to spend your gems on. 5,000 to purchase VIP. So you can see that I'm VIP 15 on my way to SVIP. What you're wanting to do is you're going to start here and you're going to unlock this. Now the big building speed, you get a bunch of different stuff for increasing your VIP. Now it's VIP 9. Oh, VIP 8. It's VIP 9. Oh, CP recovery. VIP 8 is the big thing that you want to spend all your gems on. All your gems come into this to get level 8 VIP. So you're going to come here and you're going to spend that to get VIP level 8. That's where you're going to want to spend your gems. Okay. Second research queue just doubles the speed at what you research. And you should be able to get it as long as you're in an active alliance. You'll be able to get to VIP 8. After you get to VIP 8, don't spend any more gems on the VIP. It'll also unlock different parts. So this is unlocked and you can buy that. You can buy different stuff from the VIP store as well, which do have decent cooldowns and stuff. So you can see what I'm buying here on a weekly basis. Okay, I don't remember buying those though. Whatever. But yeah, that's what you're going to want to do is get to VIP 8 and then you don't spend any more gems on this. You're going to then save up your gems. Other stuff you can spend your gems on, for instance, is the wheel. It's 70,000 gems to spin the wheel 100 times, which that'll get you a hero at least 5111. So, or at least close. It should be 5111, if not more. So yeah, for gem, just a basic gem spending guide is just get your VIP to 8. CP on the list next. Next recommendation is CP. So you spend CP to kill Darklings or in Season 2, Dwarves in the field. And so you get EXP and stuff from killing those, as well as rallying forts. Okay. So two big CP tips here is you're going to want to save your CP recovery bags. Okay. save those up in the Strongest Lord event. It's the Strongest Lord event. There are days where spending more CP you spend, more points you get. So that's one way to get higher on the Strongest Lord, or saving it for Brink of War. What Brink of War is it's an event that's in between or to start off a season. So I'm currently in Season 2. So the first Brink of War is between Season 1 and Season 2, and you get points by killing a special unit that's in the field. So saving up your CP bags for that will get you a lot of points there for not just you, but also your alliance. So not just rewards. So my recommendation is you can spend your CP bags for the first 2 Strongest Lords to help level up your heroes. And then after that, you're going to want to save those. So talking about leveling up heroes, let's go to here. So you have EXP books that you can use to level up your heroes. So you want to level up your gathering heroes just once because they have a talent tree that gets EXP for gathering. So you want to keep your heroes out gathering. As you can see, I have them all out gathering. And then that will level them up. So you level them up once, and then they go out and gather, and that'll level them up. And so you don't need to spend any other CP leveling those heroes up. And you can use your CP for worrying about rewards. There's also the Crucible event that you summon these guys and you have to kill them. And then that'll cost CP, but you kill them for rewards. So that's what you're going to want to do there, is you can see even on the fort, right? When it comes to fort rallying, you're going to want to do that in pairs of 2, because the more damage you do on the fort, the better rewards you'll get. So that's just a little sidebar there as well. So that's CP spending. CP is going to be huge early game, especially for dealing with tournaments of champions, because in this, everyone is using tier 3 units. So you'll see they're all T3s. You don't have T5s. Like I have tier 5 units. They're all T3s. So this is all going to be about hero levels. Hero levels is what's going to make the difference of this and getting your rewards. So I can claim these. So you can see the different rewards at the different stages. You got this is what I'm using as a defense, but and then you fight, and then you can spend gems to get extra challenges. You can do up to 6 per day, and so getting these rewards, you get them once a week. That's going to be way better than saving your CP. Get it, got it good. Boom. All right, now we're going to talk about events. Yeah, while we're on CP and events, we're going to talk about, this is going to be one of the main events that's going to happen early on in the season. The Eliana Crisis. So what you're going to get is you're going to get these puppets. Now, she is a fantastic hero if you want to use her. She's overall peacekeeping support. You can use her as your peacekeeping hero. So when you're rallying, boom, talent tree, you come up in the peacekeeping right here. Your Legion gains extra item rewards after peacekeeping. So you can use her as a peacekeeping hero and then keep her as a deputy for your Garwood. Fantastic combo there. So with this event, by going out and killing Darklings, where is it? Right here. You're going to get these ceremonial masks. Okay, so you go out, you kill Darklings in the field, and you get those. Now, those masks have a chance to get you a puppet. Puppet right here. As you can see, I've got 146. So these are left over also from Season 1. They don't expire. But what everyone does is they use this, it gives you rewards, and then they get a puppet, and they rally the puppet. Early on, you don't have the CP. It's the biggest thing that you need in the early game is CP. It's huge. No matter how much money you spend in the game, you can't directly just buy more CP. You can buy more bags and stuff like that, but you can't just buy CP flat out. So everyone's going to be pigeonholed with kind of the same issue of CP locking. So what you're going to want to do is save all of these for when the event's over, and then you use them, and then you have to rally them. So while the event's going on, do not rally anything, only kill Darklings. That'll give you the most rewards. That's the number one thing that I see most people mess up in the game early on, is they'll rally the puppets instantly. So, I mean, I can just show you. Use it, that's what it'll spawn, and then you have to hit rally. Okay, that'll use you some CP. Terrible thing to do until the event's over. Then you want to rally them, and then you can get the tokens to awaken her. Fantastic, easy hero to awaken. But for these 3 days, you don't want to do anything except for kill Darklings. Okay. Strongest Lord is also more of a pay-to-win event. It's what you can do for that is you can time building upgrades to finish on the building day, and then you get points for when building finishes or science finishes or training finishes. So you can set it up as you see. I've got a 12-day, so this started off as like 25 days of training, and then I'm going to finish it during the Strongest Lord to get a bunch of points. So that's really that. Moving into pets. Pets is going to be another big part of the game. Is going to be capturing and building pets. Now, my pets are not good on this account. I've had terrible RNG, and I'm saving a lot of everything that I'm gathering for when the next set of pets unlocks. So in Season 1, you hit the magnifying glass, and you can search Darklings, you can search forts, guards, for your chests. So every day, you're going to want to do here, going to want to kill here, here, and you get keys. Get these dark keys that you can go and claim them on these chests around the map. But moving into pets, you have a bunch of different pets. Now, the Night Rock won't be there in Season 1. There's going to be a few different pets that you're going to want to look to get and invest in that will continue with you. So the pets that I'm going to recommend that you look at is if you're getting mage, you're going to want the Sapphire Phaedrake. I know, it's terrible. I get it. Mine aren't good. The Sapphire Phaedrakes, they're going to be the best mage pet early on that you can get, as well as the Sand Lizard. He needs better stats, but he's coming. They're coming. And also the Shadow Manticore. That's going to be a fantastic, fantastic marksman pet. Okay, so building a good Shadow Manticore is totally good. And then for infantry, my recommendation is going to be the Venomous Lizard. Mine sucks. Absolutely. I know. It's nothing compared to Krathex's. His is nuts. But this is what you're going to want to build, is this Venomous Lizard if you're playing like infantry. Just a solid pet without me getting into any specifics. Shadow Manticore if you're playing archers. If you're playing Emeries, it's the Golden Rock. And then if you're playing mages, you can use like Sand Lizards or the Sapphire Phaedrake. So that's kind of the overall for pets. How pets work is you hit the regenerate, you can regenerate them, and then you get different stats and different numbers of skill slots. So it's kind of randomized. And then you fit your skills in, so you can put skills. So I can click here, learn, and I can set them where you want them now. That's a big buff that happened in the game. So that's kind of pets in a nutshell. You regenerate them, and then you try and get good stats and good numbers of skills. Stats are more important than skills, but if you only have your one skill and great stats, you kind of need a balance of both. And it's basically just RNG, which kind of feels bad, but kind of is what it is, because as you can see, this one's only 7. Agility's super low, but the other stats were decent. I mean, I would change the intelligence for agility. That would be nice. So that's kind of the overall for pets. It's just the recommendation of what pets. So you've got a pet store, exchange house that you can spend here, and you can see I've already bought my 2-star. I have 91 available 1-star and then 800 0-star that I can buy. And you can see the prices fluctuate. So this is down right now, which means it's on sale. Versus this, everyone's buying it, so it's expensive. So that's kind of pets in an overall nutshell. What I see a lot of people doing is they're building wrong pets for the wrong troop types. So they'll put, for instance, they'll put a Sapphire Feydrake on a marksman team, right? This is intelligence. It deals magic, right? This is physical. So and they're putting something like a Shadow Manticore with their mages. It's dealing physical. That doesn't work. Okay, so just be cognizant of what pet you're putting with what Legion March. So, easy peasy. And the last thing for the beginner's guide that I do want to quickly touch on is going to be if you are going to be a low spender or going to spend any money, do not purchase anything from the game directly. So as you can see, I've got a little symbol that says dragon ticket or coin. So you could see all this stuff you have to spend your money. Oh, almost like that. You have to spend money on. Okay? You have to spend money on this. Now, don't spend money here. Do not do that. If you're going to spend anything, if you want to unlock Liliana or anything like that, what you're going to want to do is go to the Call of Dragons website directly. So Farlight Games, and you're going to want to buy these dragon tickets, because whenever you buy a dragon ticket, you get coins, and coins can replace money in game. And so these dragon tickets are used to see the value USD 9.99, right? So that's what these dragon tickets replace, is that 6.99 in game. So you could see this if I hit so if I hit this, just in case there's an accident, you'll see I can spend a dragon ticket or I can spend coins. 55 coins or 1 dragon ticket. So that's what you're going to want to use, because whenever you buy dragon tickets, they give you extra coins. So they give you these dragon coins whenever you buy a dragon ticket. So don't spend directly in-game, buy these. Perfect. Alright, hopefully everyone takes care of themselves and you guys have a great day. Jeez, I'm long-winded.